Hello Twitch, we are starting with next edition of Winner Takes All. This is number 15. And this is a semi-final between Karim and Bullet. So let's enjoy us some patch day competitive Gwent. $100 goes to a winner, and we already have one player eliminated even before the start of the tournament because Syndicate Line, well, staying true to his nature, is skipping another competitive tournament that he actually volunteered to participate in. So let's go with Bullet versus Karim, and Philo is already waiting in the final.
So it starts off here in game one. It's going to be the Erendite deck played on blue coin. It's not a huge surprise. It's quite easy to maximize the Erendite value by going first, making sure you can always stay ahead, even with a slightly slower play in this Alpha Werewolf. On the other side, Karim with the bounty, going to see how much he tries to set up in terms of these early engines in round one. We do see a bounty coming out already onto the Alpha Werewolf. Could get cleaned up quite easily by Witch Hunter Executioner. But the issue is, this Riptide is ever present in the mind of Karim. Obviously just play into the Riptide, says, if you play the Riptide here, so be it, I don't need to worry about it for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so there is Riptide, there is Muzzle, and by the looks of it, well, this Erendite will be capable of answering a threat as well.
Yeah.
And for control there is of course Toad Prince, but the Balance Council effect is in full swing on this one. No consuming executioners.
Yeah. So Toad Prince's best target is going to be a non-buffed up Horse and Freak Show, or perhaps Salamander Assassin. Basically everything else starts at 5 power or above, so
yeah,
Toad Prince is going to struggle to find a bit of dinner. And we do see Muzzle as the early choice rather than the Riptide. Perhaps because Riptide can answer things a bit taller than Muzzle, it's not answered as easily by a Conjurer's Candle. And to click on the stratagem, Megascope coming out on Griffin, already going to be a huge lead for Bullet. But Griffin is a very nice poison target, a lot of coinage coming in for Karim, full bank, even after that 4 coins spent on the failed experiment fee.
Yeah. Megascope survived this Balance Council, staying at 4 provision, so yeah, a nice value on Griffins, even if it's not a full engine or like 1 card abuse deck. Griffin multiplied by Megascopes is very sweet tempo. And even if the card itself plays for 0 tempo, you usually have enough as an opener, so your Erendite is already at 5, which makes yeah, sticking something without Conjurer Candle's buff, as you mentioned, a bit problematic. And there we go, on Hieromancy for another Megascope. They are cheap, they bring a lot of points.
And I think Megascopes are very good playing as 9 for 4, but the issue is you're playing against Bounty, where it doesn't really matter how tall the unit is, as long as there's enough coins to kill it. It's the same as if you killed a 4 power bronze or a 9 power bronze. Because you just get the coins right back. It's actually Karim not in the lead after the Megascope goes through, but able to keep it quite competitive. And this is where it gets a little bit awkward for Bullet, because your hand is very valuable here. This Lord Riptide can play for 12, but failed experiment that already used up its fee is not what you want to be killing. Decides to play a round 1 Erendite just to be able to answer that Freak Show. So probably would have liked to use the Toad Prince there, save the Erendite for later. But we see the Erendite going by the wayside, and it's time for Karim to set up the Sirenova. Ties us up here. Ooh. Quick pass from Bullet, not wanting to use any of these very valuable cards. I don't blame them. But
Salutations from Azar
And that
Jarvid.
ends up to be cheap for Karim, especially Salamander Assassin, which is one of the cards as mentioned. Gold Principle.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you look at the deck here, literally everything in deck is 5 power or more. So you're happy that the muzzle's gone. The first Erendite probably not going to matter because are you really going to bleed here? There is an argument to make use of this Sirenova carryover.
How is Sirenova against Griffin Incubus Temple? This is what, 13. And this is 4, so it's not good enough.
Yeah. And depending on how risky Bullet wants to play, you could just say Neomancy and Neca Warrior if we were to see a pass here. But you are still missing the Escort Pathfinder and the Heatwave in the deck right now. 2 cards that you really do want to have access to in round 3. So.
Anyhow. I also mentioned the Incubus, but there is a leader ability, so there was more than enough points. Yeah, decides to keep the Oniromancy. On Karim's side, he found the candle. So, the golden necker that is at the moment only obtainable from Vivaldi's bank is in a better position when you have candle in hand and the second artifact location in the deck. But let's see the mulligans. Eskel already obtained.
The issue is now that it's going to be a bit awkward here early on for Karim. You want to get the candle down early. You want to get the Gellert down early. But if those are the first 2 cards you play, neither are going to have a target to boost up, get the coins to start spending. And this is just going to give Bullet a lot of time to get an early lead and show this Erendite is going to keep ticking. Have that finisher set up nicely. And we do see the Escort Pathfinder found in these round 3 draws, so Heatwave is going to give access from this Neomancy.
Would it be insta Heatwave on the candle? Usually should be.
Yeah.
Any new cards played, asks Lerio. Well, look, you ask and immediately Lord Riptide is flying onto the board. Completely new card at 10 power. The might synergies are off the charts. It's mighty good at cleaning the board from the first threat, and there we have the Parasite, there we have the Irondine, there we have Pathfinder, so not really fun trying to establish anything on the board. Power never seen before? Yeah, it's mighty good. Other than that, I don't think so.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah,
Will be Heatwave on the candle.
insta
Yeah,
hit.
yeah. This, Karim is possibly going to be struggling for spenders. The only spender remaining is the switch onto Executioner, which you basically just need to hope you find, or perhaps an Eventide Plunder. It's going to be very much up to what the Golden Echo finds.
I don't know about this long round. This Golden Acre flying from the bank is also so all over the place. The only constant is basically Salamander Hideout.
I mean, if you bleed though, I don't think it goes any
Yeah.
better. You just lose cards super easily.
So, no more offensive interaction from the bullet. 29 points ahead. So this means that morale is going through.
In my trade, I am a great artist.
What else does it mean? It means that the Golden Necker would kinda want to... Yeah, what do you even want to hit? Like, you need a spender, so you cannot have... You need to hit Royal Decree, basically. Oh, the top card, Golden Necker. How is the rolls? 18? Oh, doable?
Consignation.
Kinda viable.
Ooh, okay.
Actually getting there. Bullet might be a bit disappointed since there were 4 specials in the deck.
Makes for the best buyers.
A lot of actions on this Golden Necker. You need to take targets from decree, from location. Now you have to spend. Karim is ahead. Karim has Blood Money Leader at 10 as well. And, well, the only problem is spending, basically, is non-existent.
Yeah.
But this is enough.
So, yep, Slander's gonna be able to clean up this Griffin. Okay, just goes for the werewolf because if you don't have a bounty, you can't spend the coins. So just wants to get the biggest possible target.
And click everything because you can, and you just play around. I don't know about the bleeds though. Wow! And the leader as the final blow. And we have ourselves the first game finished. So yeah, you don't need much if you get the spender in that position.
I think that was the best possible Golden Necker that Cream could have hoped for.
I think without Royal Decree, it's a loss.
Yeah, maybe if you find the Eventide Plunger instead of Royal Decree, you still have a spender, but you wouldn't have a way to collect on that bounty that was present on the board there. Either way, manages to find the win condition in what was looking like a very tough matchup, so well played to Kareem. And now probably has to contend with either the Syndicate or Scoia'tael coming out from Bullet, playing on the red coin now. And blue coin for Kareem means probably gonna be the Reavers to make use of that first say.
Yeah, I hope you guys are recognizing the old mates at 7 provision. Can you send the tourney link? I'll do that for YouTube. 1 second. It's basically a match link though. So, sorry about that. We had 4 players, but only 3 of them decided to show up. So, yeah. And also, Twitch, you can go and help out a little bit by upvoting or liking whatever you do on the YouTube stream. So the link is in chat, but we are going to game number 2. And waiting. We lost 11, 2. So this is the Reavers as you called, and Bullet is playing his favorite leader ability from red coin. This is non-devotion gift, which has also, look at the new cards. Forest Protector, 6 power, instantly goes in. Wow. Market Raffle, 11 provisions. A very expensive location artifact. Let's go. I don't think I ever seen Bullet not playing gift in the tournament. Yeah, this is why I started his deck review from Nature's Gift.
Yeah. So, look, at the face of it, you gotta imagine this is a poor matchup for the Nature's Gift, because you just don't have that much removal for the most part. Let's count it, yeah? You have double Rebuke with a Force Protector to replay a Rebuke. That's a decent start. You can use your 2 copies of Nide Pond Keeper offensively if you already have a big enough Treant, a Wandering Treant on board. issue is those are probably going to be getting knocked back down to lower powers because there's Reavers on the board. And that's sort of it. Then you have a Pathfinder as your only tool removal.
Okay, so why wasn't the Crystal Skull used there alongside the Purify?
But we're broke as shit peddlers.
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to, like, it opens the Circle of Life removal.
Choke the embers. Wind, blow out the flame.
I might, yeah,
There's
need something, but I don't understand.
yeah, that did seem a bit unnecessarily risky. We see the.
I guess he wanted to protect the
Dragons
River
from
Scout,
Scout?
so that he
But it
can.
feels like you get to the same sort of spot anyways. Maybe the protection is that there's 2 engines on the board at once that can now threaten together.
Yes, there is access to casting contest, so like having the River Scout might be important.
Yeah. And yeah, crucially, the Orshrun there answered means that the engine potential for Bullet in this round 1 is going to be cut down quite a bit. And yeah. I was going to say, it took me a bit long to get to it, that there is not much control for Bullet here, but there is quite a bit of points and arguably engine potential which could rival the Reavers. If you're able to have unanswered Knight Fledglings on board, Hamadryads on board, those can play for sort of 2 points per turn and possibly keep up with the Reaver spam.
Okay, so there was a question in chat also about what's the new meta. And any knowers in chat, we are 12 hours into a new season. Any meta reporters already? About the card design, it's... yeah, I'll send you. Check the link, it explains how to get it. It's a mod that is not on player side, but on the caster side. So yeah, there we go. He really wanted this River Scout reset, I suppose. That might be one of the reasons that the protection actually went to this card.
Yeah, I guess the other reason is that maybe Reaver Scout is a preferred target for this wagon. But with how tall it is now, I don't see wagon on the Reaver Scout being a very good play. And there could be a bit of an issue here if this round 1 goes on a bit too long.
Okay, look. It would never happen. Like, okay, there is still a River Hunter pinging and leader ability committed, but it was 23-22. If Forest Protector is at 5 power, never happens. 1 point mattering so much.
Yeah, I think that 1 point is going to single-handedly win Bullet the game here. We should just watch. And it's like Kareem is running out of access to Reavers in this hand. There's only 4 Reavers on the front row. The Rebukes have managed to kill off a few. We see the second Reaver Scout coming out of the AA. But this is not when you want to be playing the second Reaver Scout with only 3 cards left in hand.
It's fine. It's gonna be a wagon time. It's only sad that your spores are kinda dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scouts pinging and getting outpointed here quite comfortably.
And there is quite a bit of anti-synergy between the spores and the Reavers, because Reavers naturally hit the highest power enemy unit, which is usually what your spores target would be. Now, you'd expect the spores to still be good if we see these spring equinoxes coming out, but it does not seem like Bullet is under pressure to actually use this Simless. Instead, it's just going to be Valve thinning out this Tempest, the triple thinning, And a triple symbiosis proc. That's 9 points of Treant summoned. That's 6 points of vitality, instantly eaten up by that Night Fledgling. And
Yeah, this is a
that
pass
single
music.
play. Bullet is able to get so far ahead.
I don't know if you heard, but there was like a Karim's passing music playing.
Oh. I don't think I did.
So, 5, a brave wagon on the board. Trying to sneak a river, sadly cannot reset that for the round 3. And also looking at Bullet's hand. He might do something about this round 3 not existing at all.
My old name. I don't
Although this
remember.
at least
I don't
for
care.
Karim opens the either run, wagon click, and you're getting somewhere. Slowly, of course. You also... Are you committing leader into that? Because otherwise... no. Not really.
Okay, we see.
What can I do for you?
It's the Kungfoorabbit Reavers honor that's
This is
at
a
stake here.
risky margarita considering there is access to Dryad's Caress in Bullet's deck. There's 1 copy remaining. But it is still in the deck right now. And I don't think you're going to use Sinless to tutor that out. Bountiful Harvest could high roll a Purify. It does not.
You must banish her.
But yeah, there is a Elven Seer chain in the making, which Karim is stopping in its roots, so no treant grows out of that.
Yeah.
Mother Earth, I grant you my life. From you it came,
And
to
now-
you it returns.
Bullet probably just wins a short round with just the Sinless, I would imagine.
It's the Kungfoorabbit Reavers honor that's at stake here. This is no time to whimper.
This
Uh, or if you sniff blood in the water, you just play the Sinless here for a 2-0.
The blood of elves.
No.
Yes, nothing quite like a night's messy dissection.
Yeah, I think.
Those are buffing by 10. You have leader passive and 1 engine on the board, 2 engines on the
You are
board.
no
You have
lieutenant of mine.
a multiplayer of Equinoxes as well. Can Karim put up 25 points, 20 points? Probably there goes the leader. A Spores, Garrison. Altogether should be getting there, honestly. Then it's
Yeah,
nothing left for...
Would think so. So, I'm gonna be doing the maths here. So, on a click on this Reaver, you'd get 2 more. So, you'd have 7 Reavers. That will convert into 14 more points. 15,
Don't recognize the old men.
16.
We're the Kungfoorabbit Reavers.
Spores is another 10. And he doesn't even need to burn the leader. Yeah.
Okay.
Now the question is in getting this Mushet Raffle
Yeah,
to have a leader target. Otherwise, oh well, okay, there is a
Yeah.
River Hunter as well.
yeah, look. I was... Okay, there's the Pathfinder, but there's not much else left here for Bullet. You have Council into Night Pondkeeper as a decent point slammy play, but I feel like this is as good as Cream could have hoped for after that round 3. Radvidor Gods, not the optimal leader target, but in this short of a round, it's basically as good as Reavers anyways. So I'm going to see Pondkeeper. Fortunately, the Council will trigger the leader Symbiosis first, so you will get a target for the Pondkeeper to infuse with Symbiosis.
Rather unfortunate.
Only a
to have
few units.
an Ale as a finisher because Eskel. Oh wait, what?
Okay.
I don't know about that because
Look, I understand the Circle of Life wouldn't buff up the Escort because it is non-neutral. I still don't understand that sequencing. And after winning on even, by playing out that Simless, it seems like Bullet managed to find a lose condition from a winning game.
Okay, so that comes as a bit of a surprise that Seamless would have played for some points in round 3, and even Reavers are not scared. Sorry.
So, like if that round 3 was one card longer, okay, yeah, Cream keeps the Neuromancy. They managed to set up the Reavers with the leader. There's no Iteran though to keep copying them on and on those last few turns. I think the Sims would just take that tidily in that 4-card round 3, especially with the Escort Pathfinder still being available.
Yeah, so unexpected outcome, and it's good that you are not a Gwent betting man, because yeah, Karim managed to do that, especially seeing how the game advanced. Yeah, rather unexpected. And the good math done by Karim, not committing leader on that round 2, making use of spores that would be rather unimpressive in round 3, even at the cost of what an Aeromancy was committed. Well, you had to commit, but what I mean is, yeah, losing the access to a tutor, yada yada. Still manages to save, but this Eskel play, it didn't matter in the end, right? 5 points. The win was more.
I think it was more than a 5-point margin. But both these games so far, Bullet has looked very good right up until the last couple of turns, and then Kareem manages to just turn it around with a big swing or just barely hanging on in that last game in the round 2. And I mean, look, maybe we're being a bit harsh here because a 1-point difference means Kareem is forced to commit that leader in the last turn of round 2, and definitely doesn't win the short round without leader.
Yeah, so Karim's last deck is this Monster Carapace. As far as the new cards there go, it's Lord Riptide once again. The ghouls have not been featured in the tournaments much, so that kinda qualifies. And Bullet Skellige without Seagull was actually banned because we cannot allow Skellige compete without the Seagull.
No.
So Necker also qualifies as a new card. With no Seagull in the meta, it's a bit safer playing that.
I think next Balance Council we should power nerf Seagull another time, and then the shape of its power will resemble that of a bagel.
I see. You're going places with your suggestions. Lemon Balance Council, don't miss it out. Okay, so game number 3, and this is a Monster Mash.
Yeah, and even more than a Monster Mash, I believe this is an Erendite Mash. Both players running Erendite, so I'm probably gonna see both slamming the big points here in round 1. Gonna be a huge game for Werewolf. That is, if access to the Alpha Werewolf is found here for Bullet. But the wick is burning, and oh yeah, should we discuss the Pathfinder in this matchup?
Yes, especially if you already analyzed the differences between the lists. The relics, are they present on both sides? I don't think so.
Because Bullet has decided to play an Ogroid in the Cyclops, a Necrophage in the Ghoul. And that's basically the only tags that are going above 5 power for Kareem are going to be the Ogroids and Necrophage. Basically a useless game for Pathfinder. It could kill a squirrel, I guess, but that's not really the job you want your Witcher to do. There's
Wait,
much better
is
things to
there
kill
a
than squirrels and
necrophage
rats.
on Bullet's side?
Yeah, the Ghoul, right?
It's in
Oh,
Karim's
sorry,
deck.
I'm blind. Nope, Kareem is the one with the Ghoul. Scratch that.
So
Yeah, it's the...
there is some work on relicts. No, because
So,
Lady
okay.
of the Lake is the relic. Okay, so necrophages are up for the taking
Yeah.
then.
So, yeah, okay. So you need to kill the Ozril, basically. My bad. But... Okay. Anyways, looking at Bullet's side, we did see the early, the turn 1 off a werewolf, which is now making this Griffin feel a little bit awkward, because you don't want to kill this Gonicorous fruit when it's already started thriving. There's also pressure to play the Fiend early, because if Cream starts playing units on both rows, which Ogre is incentivized to do to get that might condition, the Fiend deploy is going to start being a very real drawback. We did see the Riptide play defensively there to try to delay Kareem's might maintenance, but now the might is here, and we do have the double ice trolls, which is set up quite nicely. Now, the nice thing is there is a Griffin as the highest card in Bullet's deck here. If you do find a way to kill this Goliath, you will summon the Griffin, and that is quite sweet. But the only way I see to do that would be a Cyclops into Toad Prince, and you'd expect this last leader being used to counter that sort of play.
I really like Karim's might maintenance. Very good turn of a might. Very well done. I'm not sure if that was...
That wasn't even meant to be intentional.
Well done. That's why we like Lemon Cast. But I guess we need to pay more attention, because occasional fun and the wordplay will go unannounced.
Yeah. So, Point Turtle is starting to look a bit rough for Bullet in terms of keeping ahead. Like, didn't get ahead that last turn, so the Erendite lost a tick, and very much losing on even when the King Crumb hasn't even been played. That's not good. Even if the King Crumb does get played here with a Neomancy app from its Lady of the Lake, there's no answer in Bullet's hand right now. You could use the Cyclops to lower its power, but that's not so great. To win the round here, you probably need to commit the Werewolf, but that has issues because that's the primary Heatwave target in this matchup for Kareem. And to serve that up in a silver platter in the round 1 would be perfect for them. Now, Neomancy is going to get destroyed by this squirrel, and that's gonna make access to these key golds even harder now for Bullet. They're gonna have to draw into this Mamuna, Heatwave, Muzzle.
Okay, so one of the engines is getting turned off by the Cyclops. When do you play your King Crumb? I guess at the point where you are not getting ahead by playing a cheap bronze? Is the answer.
Yeah. Look. And against a deck with Heatwave, you might just want to keep King Crumb as the last say, not try to get the resilience. And that's the thing. Kareem could just sandbag this round one, let Bullet get ahead, pass, and then finally play the King Crumb to catch up, get ahead, get the resilience. But if you can just win on even pretty cheaply like this, you just take it. You maximize your Erendite value, and you can worry about any King Crumb shenanigans. Maybe try and stick it in around 2 even. Make it awkward for Bullet trying to hold a heat wave too long.
Okay.
And oh, you're gonna see the werewolf here.
And now you see it, now you don't, because heat wave for 25 is what Karim quite likes to take here.
Yeah. Look, I gotta give credit where credit's due here. Kareem, very good player to draw both the Enraged Cyclops with enough Ogroids here in the round one.
Yeah. Deck does run occasional relict, Witcher, beast, so pretty good at doing so, but yeah, there is also like Necrophage. But majority of the deck is still Ogroid oriented, so not that hard of a task. Just getting those impactful bronzes immediately helped a lot,
Yeah.
because that also got Ice Trolls rolling.
It
Look at
feels a
those.
bit ridiculous to me that Kareem was on red coin, yet their Erendite is ahead right now, 10-7.
Yeah, Agroid's pretty good at smorking. From red, turns out.
And it doesn't look like
No worries.
Kareem is going to be able to get the card advantage here. Because these two Ice Giants, that is the downside to Ogroid's deck. You have to play these pretty bad 7-for-5 cards to enable that Jotun. But we haven't seen the Aneromancy used yet. We could see a King Crumb played, or if you want to not play until Heatwave as much, you could just play out a Jotun for 15 points. And the thing is, if Kareem plays Jotun this turn, what would you do with Bullet? Would you Heatwave it? Because it's a pretty tall unit. But then if you Heatwave, suddenly you're vulnerable to a potential King Crumb.
Yeah, you are kinda not allowed, but you still need the reach. So far, so good. Looking for Bullet, but he's getting ahead. He has alternative Megascope target with this Griffin killed, not losing much power there. And good news for Bullet is that Lady of the Lake is kinda useless here. No specials in the deck, not even talking about the echo cards. Everything is in hand. So we do see King Crumb here getting traded for Heat Wave, but it's a tie. So Bullet has to go down a card. Erendite War is 9 versus 12. And, well, no Aneromancy for Bullet means that he'll have to find the high impact cards quite manually. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so...
Well, finds golds,
think-
but doesn't find the gold.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Both
And
plays with the
into a
Pathfinder in hand.
pass. And this is a clean trio by Karim. So not only we have players skipping the semifinals, allowing their opponents progress, we also have a pretty short semifinal number 1. I didn't even find the time to put the bans onto the screen so that it's actually cleaned up. I'll put it there, but a fast 3-0 by Karim. Well, pretty close games, honestly, especially like the gift one versus Reavers, but in the end Karim either finds the cards, Bullet doesn't find the cards, and yeah, the cards just spelled 3-0 here. Didn't feel like a 3-0.
Yeah. And look, I can't fault Bullet for passing early in that round 3. Your hand is just bad. And you know that there's a second copy of a Neuromancy coming back for Karim. And so you can't even hope for poor draws. You know that even with just the Neuromancy and the Arendite, Karim basically just wins. There's even the line that Karim just discards until Bullet can't play the Arendite, can't even play the Muzzle, and then just sweeps with their own Arendite and Osram.
But yeah, here we are. The second semi-final is, as mentioned before, is getting skipped. So this is Karim versus Philo in the final. Let's see if I can replace the thing easily. So final is happening today as well. And this is not the correct one. How this happened, nobody knows. So yeah, this is Karim versus Philo. We're hopefully starting in like 5-10 minutes, so we'll have to cover the decks of Philo before switching, but I'll need a small break, so let's take a 5-minute break and then return. We are ahead of the schedule as always. Yeah, I wonder how did we get as far as that. You play too fast. Yeah, and sleep too little. Imagine all players just sleeping into the tournament. What happened to Philo's opponent? Well, let me show. He got crossed out from match number 2. Because of his, well, apparently sleep pattern. So, yeah, back in 5 minutes, guys, and then we continue. Так что перерыв, и мы сразу же идем в финал. Цинтриан Леон куда-то подевался, так что получил техлуз, и Фило будет играть против Карима. See ya in 5. Okay, so I'm back. The final is happening soon. Lemon is still with us, so you know, not even having to stay up for too late of an hour because of the speed at the moment. So what was written? It starts in 15 minutes, so we have like
10
9,
minutes from now.
9-10 minutes left, which is quite good. So this gives us enough time to cover the decks of Philo. So Karim's, let's just maybe let's start with the Philo and then look at.
Although I don't think we'll need to spend too long because it's the base 3 of the decks are very similar to what we've seen a lot of over the last year.
Yeah, so
actually,
I'm not sure.
Aristocrat's a little different.
I'm not sure when exactly Philo returned. He was a competitive player playing in qualifiers and community tournaments. I think I even played against them in my first ever tournament. Arituza something, I guess. It was like 5 years ago, but yeah, he returned. He's been competing in Lilith's tournaments and on ladder, and seems to be taking a relatively meta list here. But let's start with the deck number 1, which kinda mirrors what Karim was doing with the Reavers, but I do spy Belahun there.
This is a non-devotion Belahun, notably, which means that all played allied units get set to 5 power, correct? If they're less than it, of course. Yeah. It's 5 and 6. Maybe it used to be 4 and 5, but at least now it is. So yeah, Reavers coming down at 5 power with a bit of armor. That's quite difficult to punch through. Although, of course, the Belahun himself is not the tallest at only 6 power.
Oh, sorry, I muted myself as well somehow. So Kadveni Revenant is added to this list as well. Interesting. It still looks like what Karim is playing, but slightly different.
Yeah, we do not have the Troubadours, notably, so I think a few less ways to spawn through the Reaver Hunters here. But a few slightly different maybe win cons that can help prop up the Reavers in the Belahun, and there's one off Kadweni Revenant. Double wagon here. I think there's only one wagon in the Kareem list.
Yeah.
So we could see even more carryover abuse if game goes to plan for Philo.
Yeah. Especially if you Belahun sticks, like the created copies, the spawn copies at 1 power. But like, yeah, Belahun will provide you the extra tempo, so maybe you can sneak an extra wagon. Let's see. There are also a couple of non-neutral or neutral card tutors in Oniromancer and Decree, so you can play greedy if you manage to. Still a problem with wagon sticking on the board, replacing your engine, so like, you're not getting much tempo from that play, which might tank your chances at winning. And if you were winning, maybe you were winning anyway without wagon. Let's see how double wagon strat works out. Next one is the self-wound. Self-wound with Prince Willem as an extra tutor of the Goldsmith. Not guaranteed a hit on anything you need. And in case of self-wound, you probably kinda have a game plan in mind, so just rolling Willem is not the best idea.
No. Look, I would be behind this villain a whole lot more if it wasn't for this verification. But yeah, just hit the key combo piece you need at the right time with the villain, and I'm sure it's all gonna turn out fine.
Yeah. But overall, as Lemon mentioned, a deck that we've seen a lot. The self-wound, the main idea is still there, no components from a funky golden necker self-wound that we've seen recently. No Melusines, etc, etc. So good old self-wound cards and William added there. Next one is the Death Wish playing the mighty Lord Riptide. Once more we see that monster card included at 9 provisions, 10 power, and 9 power. We've also been seeing that a lot. But at 10, no questions, you put it in any monster deck you run, basically.
Yeah, and the Death Wish tends to have a surprising amount of control between the Riptide, the Heat Wave, the Erendite, the one-off Cyclops, even the Spores acting as a pseudo extra toll removal. And then to back that up, you just have crazy points that a lot of decks just get run over by. So there's a reason Death Wish has been a tournament staple for a very long time. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it performing quite well here today.
Yeah. And for the last is Nilfgaard. We've seen Maimon take number 1 of the previous season, playing Cantarella, Joachim, status Nilfgaard, but it kinda was not running a few of the cards. I didn't think Philippe was there, or maybe I'm mistaken. Masquerade Ball was omitted. But Joachim, Cantarella, Gortor Gwent was pretty decent overall and got to almost 2700 for Maimon. So Philo might have been inspired by that.
Yeah. So it's running a lot of the same bronzes that you would be used to seeing. There is a one of Vicara Novice which could be used to hand fix potentially if need be. Make sure that you have enough units left in deck for the Joachim. Maybe make sure that you know what top deck your Joachim is going to pull.
You also always know that your Emir is trying to bring Art Fiend into your hand anytime it's possible to do.
Yeah.
But yeah. We can show you guys the Balance Council results. What's new? Well, that's what new. Where Congregate Leader? Where Gezras? Double Golden Necker Francesco where? Sander? No. Penitent? Decks need to be... I know that Lemon and even my webcam closes some of it, but you know, I named the cards. We have to wait a little bit more to for actual cooks by the players. Yo, Clonidze.
Yeah, quite a few new interesting things, I think. The Fran and Sandor provision buffs particularly impactful in giving us some new Golden Necker decks that, well, like some new design space within those Golden Necker decks for Scoia'tael and Nilfgaard. And quite a few nerfs overall to Skellige Control could see some of these more engine-heavy, combo-centric decks coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, round 3 might be back on the menu, not sure how good that is, but it is what it is. The ping-pongs of Nausicaa, where is the Nausicaa? Nausicaa. I cannot see Nausicaa.
Or from the bottom on power decrease.
Power decrease. There we go, yeah. So apparently it was on the 10th position, so people are hopeful that at some point people will forget about Nausicaa Ping Pong. This is not the time. Seagull, of course, was a runaway for the first position in the power decrease bracket. You can check it, it's posted on Reddit and on some Discords. The info has been shared. I'm scared of Johnny. Like, not completely scared, but like buffing Sarah to 5 power is nice. Johnny is offensive thing, so if you are being oppressed already by some defender, no you control shenanigans, Johnny might be like this missing combo piece, but probably not in the 2700 MMR deck, so I'm kind of fine with that.
Yeah. And if you're worried about some Scoia'tael, Spell-a-tael decks with the Johnny, with Defender Abuse, well, Figures did get a bit of provision nerf here. So maybe nipping those sorts of problems right in the bud before they get too bad.
Is it all defenders at 10 provisions now? Kind of
I
must
think
be.
so.
Some of them were surviving for a bit longer than others.
Actually, the only defender that isn't up 10 provisions right now is Mahakam Defender. That one is still at 4 provisions.
Yeah, we need to like kill the card already. Its presence in any Golden Necker deck is killing me. Some of the tutors went to 1 power, which tutors kinda expected to do, getting cheaper. Okay, so most likely we are waiting for the bans from the players to happen. I don't see the update yet. But the final is happening now, so it's Philo versus Karim, and I guess we'll have a moment to show Karim's decks once more. He already played them in the semi-final, but for anyone joining, so we'll have Karim's Mobilization NR versus Philo. I'll showcase both. So you can see that Karim is running Margarita, there is Belahun in Philo, so cards are kinda tooled differently for control. Karim has Heatwave, Ungated Sword, Margarita for that. While Philo maybe tries to play more positive points with Belahun inclusion, but since you cannot really protect him much, might not stick for long, considering Karim is playing Bounty Control. Toussaint doesn't actually have locks.
No.
So maybe would be leaving a couple of turns, although there is a Wilgefortz, for example. And against monsters, also being a human is a shortcut to meeting Eskel Pathfinder. So next for Karim is Blood Money, which has been a pretty decent deck recently again, and yeah, already showcased us in the semi-final that even if you seem to be struggling, like the Golden Necker play brings either brings multiple threats onto the board or just a bunch of points.
Yeah. And points are good. So if you get a lot of points, you're well on your way to winning the game.
Yeah, so next one is Carapace with the spicy addition of the single ghoul. Not many tall units in this deck, like there is no backup in Morwood. But Osral is happy to eat a 10-point bronze or 12-point Goliath anyway.
And it's if you look at the Monsters Mirror, it's going to be a similar sort of situation with the. Actually, is there the Escort for? Actually, no, there will be targets for Kareem's Pathfinder, but Philo is not running a Pathfinder off that one.
Or Mr. Matol, do we even have Philo anywhere around? Because I think that the time is like at the point where the decks and the bans should have happened. He's uploading. Okay, good.
Philo has joined the tournament page.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to share the second link for the deck list part 2, but at the moment no decks are seen there, so we are waiting. Then I'll just update the comment. Piotr, you have to wait a little bit more. So far you can only check Kareem's and Bullet's decks there. Also, there is a winner takes all 16 announced on Matol's competitive community Gwent tournament Discord thing. And it's for March 8th, 9th, so this is next weekend. And this one is planned for 8 players. So mark a date in your calendar. It might always be the last Matol's winner takes all tournament, you never know.
Yeah, so.
Also, I guess there is still somewhere the crowdfund link if you want to contribute to the prize pools, although the link is kinda going to Discord anyway, so not really useful in that regard. So
we should have bans coming through shortly.
Yeah. For now, we can read Lerio's patch review. Although you guys need to go and read the Lerio hub post yourselves.
Surely we get a Kung Fu mini audio book reading?
Yeah. I'm coughing a lot here, so I'm not sure that's really enjoyable to anyone.
You humans are so impractical.
Lerio, instead of Dauran's review with Accursed. Hey, yo, Tumi. Oh, we can play Tumi's game on stream while waiting for the next match. Tumi, this is your moment. We have like 90 viewers. You can drop your link for the demo of your game. Would be nice to see. Some of you might know Tumi from like ages ago already. Some of you even use his emotes he made for this channel. Can I? I mean, yeah, go for it. We're already at the point where I'm saying that, well, this stream is not really sponsored by your game, but I'm kind of bringing the clicking is hard. Anyway, so yeah, Tumi made a game. The game is on the screen. It combines tower defense and deck building. and roguelike. So you upgrade your towers, you progress, you do pew pew pew. I'm currently working on patching things. So yeah, there is a Steam Next, the demo festival, whatever is the correct name, happening, and yeah, Tumi's game is one of those. So if you want some tower defense, if you want a game sorta inspired by Inscription, link is in the chat, you can try it out for free. Or go reclama, yeah. Reclama for free. Advertisement for free. 5% to you? No. Five from free is 0. But why would we give you 0? You are like the next Gwent 2 soundtrack will be actually written by Clonidze. Okay, match started. So the link is going to YouTube. And I guess I'll drop the Tumi's demo on sorry. Oi oi oi. Tumi's demo on YouTube as well. I had my fun with demo, beating it a couple of times and losing once because I was just, yeah, sure, my turret's gonna pew pew pew. Someone posted Russian review comment. I think it's some sort of reviewer from before. Like I've seen the single review. I think it's a guy just doing the reviews. Broad audience. So, bans. We are waiting for a ban. We can ban Clonidze, of course, but we're mostly waiting for the bans from Karim and Philo.
Yeah.
Also, like, I mentioned playing against Philo, and I mentioned him being a competitive player before. So, you know how Lero occasionally, or Kolemoin, was the last one playing in the Swiss, like round 2, round 3, etc., with everyone else waiting for the game to end. Well, Philo was one of those players as well. And even recently in Community Lilith's tournament and some others, Philo occasionally was not the first one to finish their game, so we might be going into a 2-hour cast, honestly.
So much for the BD Gwent gameplay we saw from the first series. It might be... It's not an unstoppable force versus a immovable object. It'll be a quick game versus slow game? I'm not sure. You go somewhere with this.
No. I refuse to go anywhere. I'm staying and I'm watching this game. I don't go.
You shouldn't go anywhere either, chat, because fans will be here shortly, maybe.
Maybe, yes. If you need to go anywhere, you can go to Lemon's channel and leave a follow there, because surely new patch double Francesca Goldenegger possibilities will lead to good things there, with the streams happening at least occasionally.
Maybe, although I might just go back to the good old triple shoop with Johnny Serra now.
Well, I would not say no to that as well. So, bans? No bans. Maybe Syndicate Line cast a spell on one of the players and they're sleeping now. You never know. You never know. So speaking of the like contributing to the replacing Matol as the sponsor of the tournament, this is the link that you can use. There you go. Just go there, throw $5-10 Matol's way, so that the next tournament he is not paying from his own pocket all of it. $100 is up for grabs for players, and we got the bands now, so we are going into the final of winner takes all 15, and the bands are don't contribute please. Well, yeah, you say that, but I say different thing. Unlucky. Nah. Okay, so no
Realms
Syndicate
Syndicate.
and no self-wound.
Yeah. So, gosh, I feel like the last few winner takes all, we've seen maybe like one player bringing self-wound and then it just gets banned whenever that player plays.
Do you feel the warmth inside knowing that the river mirror might happen at some point? In this, that feeling like you are in a safe place and you can just enjoy your life. And we are Greenfrit Reavers! Goes out behind your back and you're like scared.
I don't want to see my old mate.
Yeah, Matol, you have to keep going, see? Chat. Chat is ready to spam some Matol Gwent, I'm sure. To celebrate the start of the final.
Okay. So, Philo decides to not take the Erendite deck to begin with here, instead opting to play the Reavers from the blue coin. And I don't know if this is any better than a Reaver mirror. It's going to be Reavers up against Cow Spam. So, notably, we do have the Bellahun and the Revenant in this deck, as you pointed out during the deck discussion. But compared to what Kareem was running, there's no red sword, there's instant forfeit.
Okay, that was worth our wait. Let's check the Discord for clarification if that was intentional or not. The decks were not the banned ones, so unless there are multiple iterations of the same deck and somebody noticed that they queued the wrong one. Good place from Philo. Maybe he's hunting for the river mirror immediately and start from there. But I don't know, I'm accepting. Do you see anything on Discord?
Kareem said wrong deck at Matol.
Okay.
So we will see what happens.
I don't know, yeah, I accepted, but actually if that was the wrong deck, then I guess
Philo will now take the win or restart the game one.
Actually, wrong deck has biggest win rate. Nah, not happening too often. So, we waited for 25 minutes, we'll wait some more. But now with the spinning card that spins, I don't know, towards what does it spin actually? Because if there is a restart, we'll need to restart. While we are waiting, I'll need to take another break though, chat, so I'll leave you with Lemon to entertain. I won't be muting, so if you want to entertain, you can. If you don't, you can
Okay.
just...
Onward! Attack!
Deck a copy of the Reavers. You don't want to draw into that Redanian Secret Service. Margarita's a decent card, but there is a Diviner waiting readily in Philo's hand. A lot of bronzes in Philo's hand here. Does find Masquerade Ball in the final mulligan, though that's not really something you want to play in this round one typically. Although Reaver games can end up quite atypical often.
Okay, I might have also muted you for a bit. When I left for the kitchen I realized that I might have muted mine, but I tried to recover, and chat also said nothing. So probably they heard you, but thanks for the
Pierre
intro.
congratulated me on the new channel, so Pierre's the best.
Yeah. So what happened? Is it 1-0 for Philo now?
It is.
Okay.
Shit, I knew it. I told you so, you idiot.
Again, we see the Reaver Scout coming out here, opting not to use this Crystal Skull just yet. It would be completely safe if we did see the Crystal Skull come out, but effectively saying, if you want to lock this, be my guest. I'm going to have my Redanian Secret Service coming out anyways to answer that. And I think you'd rather keep the Redanian Secret Service to answer the block directly like that, rather than use the Crystal Skull now, have it fly out in this turn, and have it vulnerable to this Arbor Packman bleed, which we do see coming down here from Filler. Only playing on the back row though, which, to be fair, makes sense. If you're up against Reavers, the armor from the back row flanking is going to get it value over the course of time.
No! That is... A fly landed in your cup, my lady. Allow me.
There is only one Redanian Secret Service in this Reavers list, so that really is it in terms of purifying. For those locks, the Van Morhen Servant have the ability to get quite good value.
Yeah. So The one is locked, the one is bleeding out, but at least you can click. No either
Reavers'
run.
honor that's at stake here. This is no time to whimper.
I didn't lie. There isn't another Purify, but there was a copy of Mahagamael in hand, which
Yeah.
will answer that first lock.
And with
But
the...
okay, now there's no more answers for the locks. I think no.
Yeah. The casting contest is resetting an order but not removing a lock. There we go. So 4 engines on the board. We had a bit of a mishap, so the game 1 actually closed the Reavers from Philo's side, so no River Mirror anymore.
Instead. Okay, so I mentioned before that Reaver matches often end up atypical. We're going to see a Masquerade Ball coming down turn 3 on the red coin. Often you'd either see it turn 1 if you're going to play this scenario, or maybe getting forced out very later in the round, but turn 3 is, again, not when you'd usually see it if you even were to see it in round 1. A very nice board wipe though, coming through by Kareem using the Hengate sword to wipe out a body, and then Reavers to finish up the rest of the board. So now you do have aristocrat triggers in the Seditious Aristocrats, in this Van Morhem Hunter, or perhaps the Rose and Edna. But right now you don't have many engines on your own side of the board to get extra value from these statuses you're going to be applying.
I wonder what nice snares would have captured this guy.
Okay, so locks and poisons is what this status deck is all about, although some spine and bleeding as well. Also, we kinda lied about no purifies. There was a sword that could have been played on Diviner, which provided another purifier later on, but that's not an issue anymore. But
Okay, well played. That is a
Don't
fair
recognize
point.
your old mates. We're the Kungfoorabbit
I
Reavers.
know. I just seen the card and I was like, huh, that's actually doing something in an
Yeah.
alternative universe.
So, but yeah, that universe is not the one that we live in here. Instead, the Red Sword did eat up that Thirsty Dame. There was actually an argument to use an offensive verification onto the Masquerade Bowl. But in doing so would have meant you wouldn't have been able to board wipe that Thirsty Dame and Upper Packman all at once. So we don't see a second trigger on the ball, we instead just see a Van Morhem Servant spreading another lock. Serving up another status, but it is going to be the pass here for Kareem. Scared perhaps off the tempo that the extra fangs on the Masquerade Ball Chapter 2 is going to provide. That would be an 11-point swing, and you really don't have that much in the way of active Reaver Hunters ticking away. But this is difficult to do in one though for Philo.
Yeah, with pass being taken, this is, as you mentioned, 11. Seditious has nothing, and there is still River Hunter pinging, so... At least you can take it with Imperial Diviner. And not having to commit another thing.
Yeah.
Unless you
time,
somehow
though-
manage to snipe the River Hunter with a lock, which Philo, being a pro player, actually avoids doing.
At the same time, though, the Diviner gone now means that Kareem's Margarita has free reign to lock something, and that lock is it, like it goes through. So 2 cards down here. For the aristocrats, you have the option of going into a long round 3 now. You would be a card down without the first say. But if you're able to spread enough locks, clog up the front row with spies, you can really limit the ceiling on this Reavers deck. Make it so maybe they only have like 4 active Reavers sitting on that front row. Alternatively, you can bleed. Play out the Philippe,
Don't ask a
Yeah.
lady her age.
and it gets
She's
killed.
only coming.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. The vampire wars happening there. I also don't know. I'm not known for trolling. You mentioned that the Margarita lock goes through, but have you considered Gwent into Mahakam Ale or Redanian Secret Service into Cantarella?
Okay, that is true. Who doesn't want to play Cantarella for Redanian Secret Service?
I'm sorry.
It's a 0-point purify, it's amazing. No, these are the plays that we love to see, and I wish the players were listening to you right now, because that would make this quite spicy. Is this a Rosa and Edna, right?
Yeah, this is Edna and Rosa, and how about giving your opponent a potential engine or a thing that has a status already, so your coup is not really useful, but, well, Thirsty Dame is there with a status. So, not a
I
big
hope they
deal.
can trust you.
It's a shame
You
Philo
see that
is
one?
missing the Gertrude Guide there instead of
Yeah.
the other location. Otherwise it's
Yeah.
just like the play. Taking yourself an extra Thirsty Dame? Yes, please.
More importantly, perhaps, Philo is missing the Joachim, which, look, you can still do Joachim shenanigans, getting like 3-4 copies in like a round 3, because you do kill it with the coup de grace, but this coup de grace, it's
Oh dear.
been better,
Something in my
perhaps.
teeth?
Okay, you do get to copy this Thirsty Dame due to the Ardfi and Spine setup. Is there Seditious Actually, maybe just the Dame here. No, that would have been the Seditious Arista because the Dame boosted by 2. And also didn't note it, but there's a nice little bit of synergy between the Cream Dame off the sword and the Margarita, an extra 1 point when that lock went through.
Yeah.
But we have seen a lot of the locks used in the round 1 already, so maybe that is why Philo doesn't feel confident going into the longer round 3 here. Playing both the Hunters in the round 1 means that your only remaining lock comes from the Philippe or the leader. Philippe, well, we already saw it going bye-bye. And this leader, you don't really want to use it here, so you don't have a great answer for this Reaver Hunters. I don't know how confident you're on your draws here. Going into a potential short round down 2 cards.
There we go.
So we do actually see the leader being forced.
There is the leader. Do we trade leaders with Idaran inclusion as well? No, just location. A landing.
Reavers honor that's at stake here.
There is a lock now, so servant is happier.
Yeah. And Philo can start doing their own Reaver Hunter shenanigans.
Please, no blows. My
apologies,
I only served it.
Like, right now though, Cream isn't under awfully much pressure of getting 2-0'd, especially with the 2-card advantage. So they can afford to just play quite slowly. Oh, okay, I'll play another Reaver Hunter. At this point, you know for sure that there are no more locks remaining. So there's no answer for this Reaver Hunter.
But you also know that you don't really have many Reavers left. Like, there is a Troubadour.
No.
That creates one that will be locked. And then you have to roll from there.
Yeah.
And also round is short. We've seen Karim win without Reaver Hunters in the previous match, but not too exciting. But I guess Reaver Scout Leader and Royal Guards is fine as well if you don't find the Troubadour.
But you can also just play a wagon on a pass here.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we see the blind Cantarella for Troubadour. That is that can be impactful in shutting down ways for him to get access to Reavers in the round 3, but I expect this wagon to just come through already here.
No,
Ooh, does give the Dame a point because the resilience comes through on the deploy. It will be 2 points coming down each turn of damage on these 2 Reavers.
Yeah, Philo's damage is going on to the armor, so net positive for Karim. Yeah.
And yeah, I think you're happy. Yeah, you trade in your artifact resiliences, but in return you get this wagon resilience. And now you can just set up your Reavers straight away, turn 1. You can have Ida and multiple Reavers on the board all at once here. It is going to be hell for the aristocrats to try to set up now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what are you setting up with that hand. No leader and 2-card disadvantage seems a bit of a problem. There we go. Today, do we see it? Yes, we do see it. Karim is mega tilted. He's playing his entire hand. I'm not sure if it helps with anything, but there we have it. Bam, bam, bam. And the score is 1-1 now.
Scorched earth. I love to see it.
Okay, so River Hunters won on Karim's side and also got, well, basically technical victory on Philo's side. So, chat, you can breathe freely. There is no more Greenfried Reavers coming for ya unless some creates happen.
Yeah, but now both players have just the monsters and Nilfgaard remaining. They're both playing some kind of Erendite monsters, and then some greedier Nilfgaard engine-y type deck. Although I'd argue that Kareem's Nilfgaard deck is less of an engine deck and more of a combo deck. But yeah, we will see how that plays out. Deathwish can, consume the cows, but it can have some issues after a pass if you have a lot of points concentrated in just a few units. And cows in a mirror, curious how that would go for a faction mirror, because it's not going to be a true deck mirror.
Yeah, well, as we've seen during the deck review, there is not much in terms of lock-in, but once again, like your potential of just having one Rod Tosser and wiping those Thirsty Dames is off the charts after your opponent passed. But let's see what's happening here, and this is Monsters Deathwish against the Nilfgaard, providing them with some food in form of the rotten cows.
I am worried about the Ogroid's matchup into Aristocrats. But Kareem maybe sees that as not being too bad here, opting instead for the Nilfgaard Q into what you would expect to see this Deathwish coming out on the blue coin for Philo. I think Deathwish is much more restricted to playing on the blue coin as an Erendite deck. Ogroids can get away with the red coin a bit more easily due to the King Crom red coin abuse, due to having more easy point samples to set up. But some of the best points in the game and carryover is going to be this Dagon already coming down on the side of Philo. Look at the infusions.
Hits all the
Bridge Trolls.
Deathwish units there.
Brewers Ritual. I'm just going to start by doing a little bit of combat engineering. You want the Vigo to come out first. It protects a bit against something like a Riptide, makes the Cyclops quite awkward, gives you optimal teleportation value as well, which would also trigger this Assimilate.
Speaking of not optimal things.
Yeah, that is not really what you want. And Philo has to be a bit careful here, because using the Urn of Shadows on that Infused Burst Ritual means Dagon has already been worshipped twice. 2 more worships and the Dagon comes out. So we could even see around 1 Dagon depending on how many Eats go through. Depending on how the cows play out as well for Kareem here. 1 more worship needed on the Dagon.
And yeah, I don't know, looking at this hand, like you want definitely to preserve AQ, Deadlaugh, your Ironite is too small. Giant Toad brings Dagon if you consume Siren, you don't really profit from consuming other things on the board at the moment. Early for Spores, Doldolok is your basically last Succubus. So Tempo Pass is a no-go at 8 cards, so we do see the extra Tempo play. The only thing is that the Rod Tosser doesn't really care about you passing.
No. So it looks like Philo has basically secured a long round 3. But Kareem should be able to get the last say here. And I think the Toad placement could have been a slight bit better here. You know, placing the Toad on the end of the row to the other side of the Succubus. It would have meant that Kareem would have needed to maybe play another card here to be able to catch up. Instead, it's just going to be the 2 cards down for Kareem. So look, you technically could push. I don't think it's very good though.
Okay, so Philo found Heat Wave. Oh, Peller is there for Defender as well. There is Cyclops and Ironite, so all the control tools. Kareem is playing above the 7 card limit still, so not telling us what's the next play, but there are no teleportation, no more combat engineers available at the moment. So might be looking for a pass after this.
And this is the quite impactful thing by, I think, messing up that placement a little in the round 1. Philo gives Kareem an opportunity to set up this extra carryover in this round 2. They will be able to get their own carryover in the form of this giant toad. So second one going to be entering the graveyard here. And I'm curious if we will see... Okay, so if you're happy with the cards that you already have in hand, which for the most part I think you would be, maybe you want this Riptide, but you can just play this Erendite here, have another card played to get some more value. And we see the pass before going down to 7 cards himself, so this really indicates that Philo values each and every card in this hand to more than just getting 1 extra damage on the Erendite, 1 extra point there.
I don't know, Whispering Hillock for one of the infused cards might have been the play. Not sure how good of a foglet it would be. As Karim, you probably don't want False Siri unless you flip it somehow, but not sure how that would be done.
Yeah, I don't think there is a way to get a 1-turn flip on the Full Siri
Okay,
here.
so Lord Riptide, the newest card. Not getting the infusion by Dagon. So not tutorable from the Hillock. Decree is gone. So no Riptide.
And look, I think realistically, the round depends on how Kareem wants to play. Philo's interaction in this round is limited to the Cyclops, Heatwave, Erendite, and okay, I guess the Swords. But the rest of this hand is basically just cards which are going to be putting points on their own side of the board, and then you need to pray that those cards all don't get answered by the cows at the end. So big Mangonel coming down quite early here. And look, as Deathwish, you want to consume this Yovakim to be able to deny the coup de grace. But there's a lot of pressure coming through onto these consumes, notably because that is one of your best ways to deal with the Rot Tossers, to just eat the poisoned cows before they trigger and explode in a poisonous shower of poison.
Okay. So yeah, still Kamitsali the charge there. Of course, you're not getting rid of Joachim's by doing so. There is still Gortut Gwent Cantarella combo waiting, but at least you are limiting the place at the moment and flexibility of those.
Yeah. And this is actually, even ignoring the cows, this is already starting to look a bit awkward here for Philo. Because what do you have left for consumes? You have a leader and you have this pseudo consume in the Cyclops. That's it.
Yeah.
Your Whispering Hillock is only pulling a Foglet or Bridge Troll, which don't help you with that. This Megascope is looking pretty useless. Okay, you can use Doldalok for a Chimera, I suppose. That's...
Yeah, that's not enough
Probably
in terms of
best.
consumes and this deadlift with 2 charges. And if you are still playing around Joachim's, yeah, coming from Cantarella, like you don't have a spare leader charge for that as well.
Very true. And so yes, there are 2 targets for Joachim in deck remaining for Cream. One is a Combat Engineer, the other is another Mangonel. Note that the machines are at 5 charges right now for Kareem. Could be 6 if we see this last Combat Engineer hitting the board. It is the Gothic Evade. Seems to be like one of your favorite cards in this series come through.
Yeah, true. Look at the value. Ah, Viper Alchemist for 6? Insane. Could have been Riptide. It's a random unit, right? Yeah.
Could have been.
So the points are relatively close here, considering not everything has been used up. Karim played some carryover, but as you mentioned, yeah, this Megascope is lacking, even Doldolok is not that amazing. Karim would need to go rather sooner than later with the Rod Tosser, because Doldolok can like fill the row, then you'll have to think about
Yeah.
like opening up the space.
Yeah, these artifacts could be quite useful for filler. It's good for race, because if the Rotos comes down at the right turn, and it's able to completely fill up Philo's board, then there is quite limited counterplay.
Wait, are you supposed to put one of the cows as the rightmost
Enough! Let us finish this.
unit? How is the interaction between the cows and the Megascope spawn? If you were to go, of course, that's not an issue anymore.
Wait, do you mean like if... Wait, what do you mean exactly?
So, to block the Megascope spawn. At the end of your turn.
Right.
Okay, there is no timer, it's at the end of your turn. So the cows
that would
explode
block it.
and Megascope spawns. You could fill the row, and then I guess the cows go off, and then the timer on Megascope clicks. But I'm not really capable
Wait,
of.
doesn't timer go off first?
Yeah, that was the question. I don't seem
Timer
to be
should,
capable of
because
coming
it's
up
like
with...
it's like a Saskia timer summoning an engine, which then triggers its end of turn effect. I think it's actually in the text for timer. It's before the end of your turn.
Okay, then that was a possibility. Not like the 4-point toad is that impressive. Although now...
It would have been a cool play.
Now you can throw the toad and bring...
I am very concerned here for Philo. Deathwish should be much further ahead in points at this point in the round 3. It should be. But it's just not right now. And we see the cows coming down. This back row gets filled up.
So you can Chimera and buff the second cow carcass. Amazing, right?
Yeah, that's great. That'll be a unique play.
The issue is, yeah, there are kind of more cows waiting.
Yeah, so you need to save it. Save it for the next turn, right? Yeah, but the nice thing here is that filling up this back row, Cyclops can't be used on one of these cow carcasses. And there's no unit tall enough on the front row to be able to kill off this Rot Tosser now. So very well played here by Kareem, navigating this Cyclops. Yeah, you could heatwave the cow carcass, sorry, the Rot Tosser, but is that really what you want to do?
You require aid, gold, ships,
And it seems like the answer to that is no,
Barely
so
say the word.
Wait,
I'll give
ups
you
for
what
this Chimera.
but why?
Or you stop one of the cows. You force the rest of the Rot Tosser to be used to kill off this giant toad, I guess is the reasoning.
Okay. It's not like the other poison targets are all that impressive. I don't know.
No. I'm curious, is answering the Joachims going to be enough for Philo to take this? Because the points are looking somewhat limited here for Kareem. We see the leader coming out. So puts the 3 boost onto this giant toad, which has very much been marked for death already.
I don't like how this rope is looking,
That is what matters.
but seems to be on the caster's side.
Yeah. Okay, so the 4th series here is the setup for the coup now. Which is interesting.
Okay, so we are on equal points more or less now.
Yeah. This Helg is looking a bit questionable. I'm not sure how much synergy it actually has with the rest of the deck.
I mean,
right?
it has 5 charges, so it is 14.
Oh, I forgot that's how that works. Yeah, okay, never
So
mind.
if you're not heat waving,
Uh,
like,
yeah.
yeah. But it does allow the
is-
cool setup,
Look,
but there is
But-
like no good target, so yeah, I'll give you that.
yeah, you can heat wave the Helg here if it has the 5 charges now. That means it's effectively 14 points.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the damage is necessarily worth more than this Rot Tosser though, because I don't think you care about having a coup set up on anything else on this board.
So now with the toll punishes gone, you can just play another
Bapanara.
Buchurt, gold toll, not care
We
about
all make sacrifices. The Empire are
any
cause.
more
Actually,
of those.
okay.
There was also a small
be
unit
fair.
anyway.
Yeah. Okay, the Hefty Helg would have gained 2 more charges this last turn due to the coup onto the 4th series. We see the Cyclops finally coming down onto this Detlef, which still has 1 timer remaining.
Quite the menial
But this
task.
is a decently tall Chimera. Taken down by the Vilgefortz, summons out Slano Hopping. It's not big enough for Philo. Kareem takes a 2nd win in the series. And cows go through.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
slightly lacking in terms of carryover that Death Wish was with no Dagon, and also lacking on consumes. Trying to answer
Yeah.
Joachim's, so yeah, not sure if it would have been much better to let Joachim leave. As well, there would have been coming another Mangonel for some decent points. But Karim is on match
Yeah.
point, and Philo needs to win against this Carapace Ogre at least twice now. And Karim is on blue coin now, right?
Yeah, so blue coin with the Arendite Ogroids. Look, you'd definitely be expecting Philo to take the aristocrats on the red coin here. There's no way you're gonna take the hunger in an Arendite mirror on the red coin, I think. That's just a bit silly. But the hour is late, and there could be time for silly things. Yeah, I think. Look, Philo did a pretty good job trying to shut down just through consuming all the disloyal things. But yeah, it just ended up being a bit short with their 2 big units taken down. Okay, well, hours late for me, Andy, but probably not for you guys in more civilized time zones.
So yeah, I wouldn't listen to Matol at all. in things regarding Gwent. Hello, Captain. So yeah, unless your aim is to earn money being the pro player in Gwent, you still can enjoy it. You can dive into the Balance Council wars, etc., etc. And the game is definitely playable. So, we do have aristocrats. Some of the aristocrats gonna be dead to the Cyclops though. To the control.
Yeah.
All this human thing, or vampire thing, is quite vulnerable to control cards.
Yeah. And I think we're gonna finally see an Escal Pathfinder able to do something today. So this is a little different to the last game. Enraged Cyclops not found early here by Kareem. That's actually near Mancy, the first one out. Second copy is still somewhere in the deck.
I'm not sure what are those neckers doing. Just waiting their meeting with Mage Infiltrator maybe in the later rounds, but yeah, kind of cool full provision cards to have, not in the opening hand, probably atrocious later on.
Yeah, I mean, that neckers are very matchup dependent. In the right matchup, though, they can get very good value for full provisions. If you guys thought a Seagull buff was a good idea, if enough people thought that, maybe a Necker power buff, that could be interesting.
Feeling a bit peckish.
You're still working on that larva project. I see. But a cheaper one,
Yeah.
trying to come up with a cheaper Dragon larva.
Hey, it doesn't have armor, it'll be balanced.
So the thing about poisons and carapace is that carapace can protect. Do we want to throw the charges left and right? I'm not so sure. Maybe just throw your enraged Cyclops with non-enraged Cyclops. No, it decides to make it cheaper.
Yeah.
If you
You do force there to actually be a second poison in hand,
speaking of
which isn't a servant, because servant can't poison the same unit. Which yeah, there's no second Fang, no potential Philippe, but you'll need to stack a couple more statuses there first. Or another one at least. And
yeah, and I mean throwing extra 6 power doesn't really mean... okay, this Necrowater had an infusion, so it would have been thriving a couple of times, but not really amazing.
yeah.
So as you said, might as well.
Yeah. Might as well.
Haha. Was it intentional? No. Will I take the credit? Maybe, I don't know. How many credits do you need per cast to get invited for the next tournament? I don't know.
How many credits do I need to get invited to cast again?
I don't know, Matol surely rates every cast. So the King Cram went through, and Philo was like, nah, I'm not doing anything, we'll meet again in round 2. Still missing a couple of golds there.
There's only so much you can do about this King Crumb here. Now, Gothic Evade exists, and at the end of this round, King Crumb will go into the graveyard. So your King Crumb counterplay, I believe, is mainly just limited to Gothic Evade into Cantarella. Notably, that would also screw up a bit the Osriel for Kareem. But as it stands, this is a huge point gap already.
Okay, Emir, and for your last trick, you will do exactly the move, right? Are you ready, guys? I guess Emir is not ready. He's thinking. What am I pulling out of the deck?
There is but one punishment for
Wow.
cheaters.
I'm impressed. Art Fiend
Don't ask a lady her
jumping
age,
out
she's
of the
only
deck
gone.
and not into hand.
So, ooh, Rose and Edna near the top, but not found quite just yet. You do have them now as an option from the Yokim though, although that does play very heavily into that heat wave.
All right.
Okay, Pathfinder.
Got tired of this Emperor behavior and was like, nope.
A little bit surprised.
I mean, if you play Pathfinder on anything else, there is the cool line opening, so
Yeah, that
that's
makes
the,
sense.
that's the reason.
Flog them into submission.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is
Yeah,
a big
okay,
Etna and
fair.
Rosa,
Why
but
bother with two
the secret
swords when you
about
can barely
Cyclops is
handle one?
that he bows to no king, so if you want to answer, you can.
Yeah. I mean, here, look, yeah, you want to heatwave this Rose and Edna, but this is very interesting for Cream. You have a line to just heatwave the Rose and Edna, but then you give up the option of dealing with the Yoking with Crew. Okay, you keep the heatwave, just use the King Crom offensively here. To kill off that Rose and Edna.
Yeah, the Gortod Gwent is not on the board, so I suppose you are not open to being punished with King Cram in a couple of turns. Meanwhile, if you really need to, you can just roll it from the graveyard. So yeah, this Pathfinder on the board, of course, means that, well, the status deck finds a way to give it a spine status. The coup on Goliath, summoning the highest power unit, which is, now that Rosa and Edna is not in hand, a Philip. No Zeal since it was summoned.
Look at the might value giving extra armor onto that Lord Riptide. That's crazy.
Yeah, wasn't paying
So-
attention, but good point. Yeah, it was what,
Yeah,
7?
that's 6 armor.
Yeah.
So now that does pull off that Thirsty Dame. Possibly was like the last opportunity to do so before it got a little bit too big. Philippe is allowed to stick for a turn here, but we do have the threat of Lady the Lake into Arendite.
Long live the Emperor.
And yeah, by taking this coup to bring out the Philippe, it means that there's no coup for the Old King this round. You're stuck playing the rest of these bronzes all from hand. You can use this Vivicara Novice to maybe shuffle back a Banwalham Hunter, use the Ardfiend to draw into something. But it'll take a turn or two, perhaps, to get a gold with the Ardfiend Order near the top of the deck.
Yeah, I don't know. The Philo's deck is running out of golds. Like, sure, you can bring something out of Cantarella Gortudgwait interaction, but other than that, Rosa, Philippe, Emir, out. I mean, Masquerade Ball is there, but it only plays like bronze cards, effectively. No respect for Philippe at all.
No.
Not even sure what did that seditious aristocrat threaten, considering there are not that many spies.
I guess just the odd fiend synergy that
Yeah,
it could keep getting another point each turn.
so yeah, I guess.
But I mean, Philippe is quite impactful in getting a poison through, perhaps onto this Lord Riptide. Although granted, if the Philippe is slow enough, you can just use your leader to counter potential Philippe play. There is that.
Yeah, it's also not really fast, but tank is there, yeah. So what? A little bit of a lead here for Karim.
Yeah, this imposter leader, it should be very good in this sort of matchup, right? Upgrades has a lot of tall bodies for you to prey on with the imposter leader. I don't think Philo would get too worried here as long as this Lord Riptide is sitting on the board. But if we see the follow-up poisons...
As you are speaking, this Riptide might be leaving the board, and after that, the leader is not, like, there are 7s at most. So, like, still not bad if you manage to spread some statuses, but not amazing. And your hand is bronzes, and you're, well, you're going through your deck, so... like, not a big trouble to find the cards.
Of course, as you wish, master.
Yeah, but it might be a time for Panic Masquerade Ball.
Yeah. And that... feels a little slow here. Are we going to see... Okay, the protection onto the Lord Riptide. Player on... Okay, full leader, actually.
Yeah,
wow, okay. This is real aggressive from Karim.
This is very aggressive, I don't know, kinda... Philo was like, no, I don't want the leader on Riptide. Karim is, please take this. Please, this is my tallest unit I can offer you. I'll protect it. Like, I understand why, but just a bit funky. So the tallest unit that is not protected is Ghoul. I suppose. Did he really need to, like, ice troll over just protecting the Ghoul?
You needed 2 leaders on the back row to get
yeah, but just give up the engine value. Protect your tallest unit. I'm not sure if it achieves that much. But in terms of the push, it achieves a lot. I still don't like the Philippe also sticking on the board. I didn't calculate the value from Philippe, of course. Maybe it wasn't that many points.
Technically, it's gotten 0 value so far.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And now monsters have all units for the last round. So yeah, the Philippe actually allows to catch up quite easily here. Well, still costs no leader. Ah, he still didn't pass. I was like, why wouldn't you?
Hey, does commit the leader to not go a card down. And look, I suppose you basically just traded leaders here for Karim. And I think that's fine, because at this point, with the ball out, with the Philippe out, there's no more poisons coming out, or at least not enough to finish off a single unit. So you should be pretty safe in that regards. Now, this is a sad enraged Cyclops. It literally does not have time for the timer to go through. You have the Neomancy into Ozril. But I think you're gonna have to do this turn 1 here. I don't think you want to play into this Gothic Evade unnecessarily.
How am I to catch it,
I
Master?
mean, yeah, you are not
Seize me
afraid
every
of
time.
toll punishes. Wait, no, you are. The Cantarella opens the toll punish. Escal. So what do you actually do?
True.
What do you actually do here? You don't really want to see Cantor just taken?
You heatwave the Gothic Evade to avoid all that.
Okay.
You shut down any potential of pulling back the
Well,
Yorkie.
now Cantarella just blindly picks Ozrel from the top deck.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Hey, with
that.
cool, it has 2 chances.
But yeah, that was the issue.
Down with tyranny. Yes.
Okay, now you start with Ozrel because
Yeah.
your Iron
My
Dite needs
heart.
to grow and you're not risking Kanta. So
Yeah, it does feel bad playing that 0-point Heatwave, but it protects this huge 18-point play, and there's enough bronzes in Philo's hand and potentially a very sad Cantarella.
I was hoping for the Neckers, honestly. To actually justify their include. I know that they're included and contribute to Kram, etc, etc. But I guess now they're coming? What's the best card? What? There is no best card in this scenario.
I mean,
So you're just going
Ice
for the...
Giant? Or do you just coup the Emissary because it's more
Yeah.
consistent? It's
don't-
open deck list. You know that there's just a bunch of bad bronzes
What did
remaining
he
here in
hit from
Kareem's deck.
Art Fiend? Can he just...
Your humble
wait. Was there an Art Fiend click at all?
There was at some point this round. I don't remember what we saw.
Yeah. Because like getting a cool Nosrel would have been pretty decent, otherwise you just don't have the points.
Would have been good, but it's not looking close.
Yep. Yeah, there is nothing
I
to
shall be your eyes, my lord.
GG's. Yeah, monsters are just going on this Nilfgaard from blue coin and actually succeeding.
Yeah.
So
And,
Kareem wins 2 winner takes all tournaments in a row. One in a meme format and the second in the format when you play on first day of the patch. GG's.
well played. And Kareem basically won every game in both series today that actually got played out.
Yeah,
So-
so
Basically undefeated as well.
yeah, good call. The
Kareem
one technical
lineup
game
sucks.
for the wrong deck got Philo a victory. Philo actually didn't get to play enough Gwent today as well, skipping semifinal, but thanks for both players and also Bullet for participating. I guess sweet dreams to Sintrian Knight. Oh, Sintrian Knight, Sintrian Lion. Yeah, I don't know. I got off script for a second. Why do I have ads? I don't know, nobody complained. I have minimal ads running today, at least it shows me. Okay, I don't know. Karim, do you want me to leak your Discord message from the tournament chat? A bit of BM. God damn it. Gwent players and BM in. Whatever you want. Nah, we're cool. You can share it and flame it on anyone you wish. So yeah, cool tournament. Thanks, Matol. Sorry for coughing, but it is what it is. So I tried to mute, but I kind of forgot to mute half of the time. Thanks, Lemon, joining on short notice. Matol,
My pleasure.
So the tournament next weekend is happening, right? March 8th, 9th, we are meeting again, correct? No changes at the moment, so that people know. Well, yeah, okay. So a tournament next weekend is happening. 8 players are planned. Today we had a shorter one. Так что да, турнир на следующих выходных с 8 игроками. Информация где, кто и как будет играть и кто кастить позже. So yeah, info on the cast, etc. in Matol's Discord. How can you qualify for to the tourneys? Those are invitational, and I don't know, ask Matol. I have no script in that. Especially recently when we had to... For this one we planned it for like last weekend, but since Daurian's Mitrafan's tournament was happening, it made no sense to have 2 of them simultaneously, so this was a bit scuffed. Only 4 players instead of 8. I sent you a poster on Discord. Thank you. I guess we'll lose Lemon for a second. Oh, it's gonna be a Cambi tournament, I see. And there is even a player list already, so I'll show ya. Lemon, I'll hide you anyway. So, we have invites to Lucas Legends, Yarrow, Arctic Foxy, Katagi, Full Tilt Gwent. Winner of the previous VTA tournament usually got an invite as well, so Karim winning today maybe booked a place. Of course, player availability, and I'm not sure the player names are on screen, but those are outgoing invites. Maybe somebody couldn't make it, maybe somebody falls asleep, so I bet Moore will win. That's huge player. What do you mean Moore? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah.
Oh, and more.
And more. Okay, I see. I was thinking of players of Gwent having like different names. There is one more. I thought maybe that's him, but no, he is a Sinister London at the moment. So I hope you enjoyed, guys. You definitely need to go and check out Lemon's channel. You have to check out Karim's channel. Matol's Discord was just posted, so thanks for watching, thanks for chatting. Let me return Lemon to the screen as well, so yeah, day 1 of the patch, and since it was like no meme tournament, people actually brought reasonable decks. We haven't really seen experiments, but you'd need to at least have a couple of days to experiment, I guess, so fair in that regard. No wild swings with like building a new deck and trying it out immediately. Don't think we've seen. I know I'm not. Well, we don't know what Sintrian was planning to bring, but apparently he didn't know as well.
I really wish. I don't believe they do, but I wish that lions hibernated because I wanted to make that joke so many times.
Yeah, this is not the 15th time that happens, so maybe they actually do. But yeah, we're gonna be finishing here, so thanks for watching. Do we have anyone to host? Lerio, Yarrow. I guess Yarrow is one of the participants of the next VTA, so we can go there unless Karim goes live. Wouldn't mind hosting the winner, but Lerio, Cat Food Man is live, so I guess Karim is not going live. So Great, Yarrow. Who is Karim? Some dude that just getting reach through Matol. Amazing. But okay, so since I didn't drop the call yet, you'll have to suffer for 10 more seconds so that I'll send the raid and then we'll click. So thanks for watching, bye bye, guys.
Bye.
And he disappeared, unlucky.
Oh.